Aaron, you had said back in August you wanted one more shot at it. There's games like Sundays and what you're going to play the rest of the way. Is that kind of the whole point of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple years since I played in meaningful games in December, so that's why we play. Obviously, you play to win championships, but you got to be in position and playing the right way late in the season. So it's good to be a part of a big time game last Sunday, and the rest of these will all be the same.
Tomlin said you relish this. Does that manifest in any way that it wouldn't maybe in an October game?
No, I mean, they're all important. They all count the same. I mean, 2-point win at the Jets week one looks pretty good. And I think I said that after the game. Um, win against New England, the way they're playing, they haven't lost, I don't think, since we beat them. So those are important games that help you out come December.
Aaron, what did you see from your teammates as far as stepping up to the moment on Sunday and all?
I just felt like we played our game. We were aggressive early on. We hit some shots. DK had some splash plays. Obviously, when he's making plays like that, we're a better football team. Getting him involved in the first play wasn't exactly the play call, but I kind of felt when he told me he was thinking about that play Saturday night that I was hoping for a certain coverage so I could give him a shot in the first play of the game to get us going, and they gave us the coverage I was hoping for, and DK ran a great route, and I put the ball in a good spot.
You've talked a lot about being in Pittsburgh in large part because of Mike Tomlin. What did you see or what did you learn about him and the way that he kind of responded and handled the locker the last 2 weeks, especially?
No, he's been the same. He hasn't changed at all. His meetings are for anybody like myself or Adam coming in or Marquez. It's pretty eye opening. Him Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday get in front of the team and talking for 30 plus minutes every single day, and the way that he leads without any notes, and his preparedness every single week, and the way he keeps a tight grasp of the pulse of the team and the energy of the team makes my job a lot easier.
Is it rare to have a coach like him be as steady and as kind of same, even keel every single day, no matter what's going on the outside?
No, it's not surprising. I mean, he's been here for how many years? 18 or 19 years. Never had a losing season. There's got to be something to it. I think every team is looking for that special sauce of a coach who can lead and be consistent and be involved, understand how to delegate, lead when it needs to be done, and that you don't have to fill every space with words. I think that's one of his greatest gifts as a head coach is that in my time here, it was a short time obviously, but I don't feel like he's ever tried to fill a space with unnecessary words. And that might seem like a small thing, but it's actually, a very meaningful thing that there's just sometimes the more words that are said, the more opportunities for panic or freak out that can happen. And he's very concise and to the point with the objectives each week, with the opponent that we're playing, and with the expectations for us as a football team. So I think everybody, I have a unique perspective, and guys who played elsewhere have a unique perspective coming in here. But the guys that are here should understand how special it is to have a guy like that leading the team.
Aaron, can you put into perspective
the details?
You're next.
With the passing game, you talked about guys getting off their routes, running, doing a lot of the specifics right. What did Adam and MVS do that really helped you guys in that aspect? How many kind of those details were they able to knock out that refined a lot of the concepts you guys were trying to call?
Well, I kind of said that after the game. Like, you can't be fooled by the stat lines for either of those two guys because just their presence out there and them being in the right spot every single time makes a big difference as far as spacing goes. It allows for the timing of plays to kind of flow in rhythm. And, we had a lot of good things go our way in the passing game, but no sacks obviously has a lot to do with the offensive line. But another part of the sacks is, everybody on the same page. I don't feel like we had many plays where 10 guys, 9 guys doing it right, and 1 or 2 guys are not doing it right. And, you got to give credit to those guys for the way they prepared. They're pros. They've played a lot of football at a high level, so I wasn't surprised. But definitely helps with the passing game when everybody's in the right spot every single time.
Aaron, a lot of people downplay the whole never having a losing season for Tomlin. From your perspective, how difficult is it to never have a losing season, and how difficult is it to get beyond the first round of the playoffs? I mean, from somebody who has that experience.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, we had a run 2009 to 2016 where we didn't miss the playoffs in Green Bay and won the division a number of times during that stretch. And, it creates an expectation of winning, and the winning gets ingrained in the culture. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. It's not overt; it's just kind of the foundational part of the locker room and the team is an expectation of winning. And when you're a part of an organization like that, which I was in Green Bay, and then didn't have it in New York, it makes a big difference. Teams that don't have that ingrained in it, there's always the opportunity to do it. It just takes the right people and the right timing and the right coaching to kind of put it together, and you learn how to win. When you've been a place that has a history of excellence, like Green Bay with the 60s on, like Pittsburgh with the 70s on, it's just kind of understood when you walk in the door that that winning is the most important thing. And like the great Vince Lombardi said, it's the only thing that really matters. So,
Did you feel that when you were 6-6? Did you feel the difference in maybe a team that could panic versus a team that could say, okay, this is what we have to do right now?
I mean, I knew it during the Trove. I knew that this team was built for the long haul, and different seasons play out in their own ways. But Baltimore started 1-5, I believe, and then won 5 out of 6 get back in it, and we've kind of been up and down. And Cincinnati's dealt with some injuries, and Cleveland has dealt with some, their own stuff too. So we knew it might not take 13 or 14 wins to win the division this year, but it's like I said, it's nice to be playing meaningful football in December.
You mentioned those different types of organizations that you've been in. What does it do for a locker room when you're in an organization that values stability, the way the Steelers do? That there aren't necessarily knee-jerk reactions or coaching changes during the season that hasn't been a part of the organization's history.
Well, with all due respect, I don't think there's a lot of importance put into the outside narratives here, which I think means a lot. And that's how it felt in Green Bay. There wasn't guys worried about what Twitter was saying or what, the news was saying about certain people. There was various times where I felt like I needed to say something, like run the table or relax. But those are individual periods. But at the core, we never doubted that we were going to be in the mix in December. And here, I think it's the same thing. I don't think guys are too worried about getting in Twitter fights or, arguing about some of the outside narratives. And it's a credit to the organizational structure as a whole, from Mr. Rooney on down, but putting the right people in place. And I think, as you see in the league, it's a very knee-jerk reaction league where if you're not winning, you're out. And they've won here for a long time. There's been some 8-8 seasons as well, but there wasn't any. It doesn't seem like it from afar. There wasn't any we got to make wholesale changes. I'm a firm believer if you choose the right people to lead and you have the right process, you don't have to make changes. You just deal with the ups and downs and don't make crazy reactions in the moment that you feel like are going to make things better. Because for the most part, it leads to rebuilding or dysfunction that kind of can break some of the foundational characteristics of winning organizations like the Steelers are.
Should we expect to see more of the belt celebration? How do you feel to pull that out on Sunday?
I hadn't scored a rushing touchdown in a while. I leave that only for rushing touchdowns or touchdowns in the playoffs when I'm nursing a calf injury. Other than that, that's the only time you'll see it.
2 more, guys. 2 more.
Aaron, Mike Tomlin telling us that TJ is currently in the hospital with a lung issue. Just how concerning is that when you hear that about your teammate?
I haven't talked to TJ, but I would never bet against anybody in the Watt family of being able to deal with something small or large and getting back on the field as quickly as possible.
Last one, Jeff.
Aaron, I want to get your reaction to Phillip Rivers and returning to the league.
I'm not the oldest guy in the league. I love that. It's pretty incredible, though, because he's been out for, I believe, 4 full seasons, plus this part of this season. I was laughing because a couple of my buddies hit me up asking what I would do in that situation. And I said, without missing a beat, I'm retired. I'm staying retired. So big credit to Phil. I've been a fan of his forever. I've known him a little bit over the years. I just love the way that he competes and plays. Again, not the most gifted player, but cerebral as all get out. Hilarious trash talker. And I wish him nothing but the best. I've been a fan of his for a while, and I hope he goes out and it's just like riding a bike and he can jump right back in the saddle, and I expect him